here.
How was the flights?
Yeah,
Probably a lot of them, huh?
a lot of them. It took me a long time to get here, but it's definitely worth it.
All right.
It was actually quite cool getting to be a little bit of a nerd with Parker. Every single person I've had to do with in the Gold Game's over 50, so it was great to have a chat with a young person in the Gold Game. It's so rare.
Fans of the Gold Rush show have been wondering why Parker Schnabel and Tyler Mahoney would want to work together in the frosty wilds. The audiences were captivated by their on-screen romance, wondering if they were more than just gold-digging partners. The cameras caught every moment of their triumphs and tragedies, making viewers wonder if they were just friends or if there was something deeper going on.
Yeah, we smashed it and the gold proves that, so very good all round.
Yeah, it's really nice to have Tyler here. You know, she's like a good friend and she takes her jobs very seriously.
But behind the cameras, the story was a bit different. This Instagram post from Tyler makes fans question if Tyler Mahoney is pregnant with Parker Schnabel's child. Come share in the surprise as we reveal the truth about Parker Schnabel and Tyler Mahoney.
I feel like a little bit of a fish out of water just because I'm not used to this style of mining or this style of gold. So this is going to be a huge learning curve for me.
The secret of Parker and Tyler's relationship. The intriguing individual from the Gold Rush, Tyler Mahoney, is currently involved in a love relationship. Yet, it is strange that this connection is not with Parker Schnabel, the most diligent gold miner. The tales that circulated in town were completely fabricated, despite the fact that at first people assumed the 27-year-old might perhaps be married. The most important question is whether or not Parker Schnabel and Tyler Mahoney are romantically involved. Since 2021, Tyler has been in a committed partnership, which has elevated her to a prominent position in the mining business, despite the fact that she is just 27 years old. After making an appearance in the first season of The Dirt and another season of Parker's Trail, the expert gold digger soon rose to prominence in the entertainment industry. As a result of viewing the fourth season of Gold Rush Parker's Trail in the year 2020, their connection became the subject of increased curiosity among viewers. Through the course of the television series, Tyler Mahoney and Parker were seen traveling to various mining locations all around the world.
You're kidding.
They've only killed a few of our people.
Shut up.
And constantly appearing on each other's social media accounts. It was only logical for people to speculate that they might be romantically linked by virtue of the fact that they share similar interests and are their age. However, contrary to the beliefs of a large number of individuals, there was never any love connection between the two of them. Despite the fact that the television show did not capture any romantic moments between the alleged couple while they traveled through the Australian desert in search of gold, it is essential to be aware that Parker has always maintained the confidentiality of his relationships, including when he was with his ex-girlfriend, Ashley Ewell. A light-hearted wager was made among the members of the camera crew over who would be the one to record the first kiss between the former couple on tape. Fans were unable to help, but believed that Parker had discovered a wonderful companion in Tyler, despite the fact that there was no romantic relationship depicted on film. Tyler stood up for Parker when he was subjected to cruel comments on the internet, particularly when a fan stated that Parker always seems unclean in photographs. That is how you appear when you are mining for gold, according to Tyler's explanation. To summarize, the Australian gold miner Tyler Mahoney and Parker did not have a romantic relationship with one another. They might have simply been trying to avoid being in front of the cameras for an excessive amount of time.
What are you doing here?
Hello, having a beer. Do you want one?
How was your afternoon?
I was myself. I was like so worried I was going to tip the loader off the edge or hit the plant.
However, Tyler has discovered true love and is content with her relationship with Jake Bennett, her boyfriend. There were a lot of people watching the show, particularly considering that only a few ladies found themselves curious about Tyler's dating life or whether or not she was married. A photo taken on January 14, 2022, revealed that Tyler is currently in a relationship with Jake Bennett. She made a joke about how he doesn't enjoy social media in the caption of the photo of him. A beautiful puppy named Snoot is the only thing that can be found on Tyler's boyfriend's Instagram account, which has 371 followers but no postings. Jake made his first appearance on the reality show Star's social media in May of 2021. The reality show actress never misses an opportunity to flaunt her partner in front of her audience. The couple went to Tyler's place of employment together, and Jake was taken aback when he discovered that Tyler was dating Jake Bennett. Tyler proudly tweeted photographs of them in the field with the comment, "When you take your boyfriend to work for fun and he finds more gold than you do." Not only does Tyler's position as a gold miner contribute to her financial success, but she also has a net worth of $1 million. Because of her brand, Made by Tyler, which she designs and sells jewelry and bathing suits under, she has achieved a great deal of success as an entrepreneur. The success that Tyler has achieved extends to reality shows, where she uses her modeling skills to bring attention to her company. The success that Tyler has achieved extends to reality shows, where she uses her modeling skills to bring attention to her company. Tyler is the founder of the Prospectors Club and serves as the managing director of the organization, demonstrating her expertise in business. There were two individuals that emerged from the midst of the heavy machinery and the continual noise of gold-seeking engines in the vast Klondike, where the harsh terrain and severe weather require more than just guts. They had set out on a mission to find gold. Parker Schnabel, a young and ambitious mining prodigy, and Tyler Mahoney, an adventurous Australian dynamo, found themselves profoundly entangled in a partnership that went beyond the confines of business and delved into the delicate threads of personal connection through their alliance. This alliance was regarded as less of a simple corporate collaboration than it actually was. It was a great desire for the excitement of discovery that brought together people from different continents who shared similar values and perspectives. It was the impetus behind their collaboration, which was founded on the fact that they both had a strong interest in gold mining. Tyler was captivated by the fascination of the Klondike, which displayed her undeniable Australian charm and an adventurous attitude that was comparable to the most ferocious winds in the Yukon.
Shazza?
Like, that's not shorter than Sharon.
Yeah, but who's going to actually say Sharon?
What's the point?
I say Sharon.
It's too formal.
Like, how would you teach somebody Australian?
In Tyler Parker, a native of Alaska who is traditionally associated with the success of gold mining, discovered a kindred spirit. Tyler courageously ventured into the unknown and confronted obstacles head-on, bringing about a clash of worlds as the outback and the Alaskan wilderness came into contact with one another for the quite first time. There was a frigid day in the winter that filled the air with the promise of adventures that had not yet been told. After learning about Parker's mining knowledge, Tyler boldly offered a partnership with Parker to rethink gold mining in the Klondike by merging their respective sets of experiences and abilities. As a result of the contagious energy that Tyler brought to the table, Parker's interest was piqued, and the initial reaction was a mixture of astonishment and curiosity. Parker, on the other hand, was well known for his systematic approach and prudent risk-taking. Tyler recognized in him a mentor and a kindred spirit who would be willing to share the ups and downs of the roller coaster ride that is gold mining. It was clear that Tyler and Parker had a strong working relationship from the moment they started their first business together. There was a collision between Parker's exact Alaskan upbringing and Tyler's brash Australian zeal, which resulted in the creation of conflicting styles.
So Parker, this is my daughter Tyler.
Hi.
She's a fourth generation prospector, knows a few things.
By working together, they were able to overcome the problems that the Klondike presented, and their bond went beyond that of mere business partners. The clear connection that was depicted on television was the most significant aspect of the situation. As rumors and ideas regarding the true nature of Tyler and Parker's connection were fueled, the globe eagerly awaited, wondering whether their partnership was only about gold mining or whether there was a deeper, more personal layer beneath the surface. People were curious about the nature of their relationship. While cameras meticulously photographed every element of their lives, recording the highs of finding gold and the lows of equipment breakdowns, viewers sought for a deeper understanding of the relationships that constituted their partnership. During this time, every aspect of their lives was being meticulously documented. The time that Tyler and Parker spent together served as a wonderful experience. When they were not under the watchful eye of the cameras, Tyler and Parker had a remarkable ability to deftly negotiate the intricate dance that exists between their personal and professional ties. Asserting that the core of their truth was mutual respect and a shared enthusiasm for the trade of mining, They stated that this was the foundation of their truth. They were more than simply individuals who worked together. They were also buddies who understood the unique difficulties that each of them had in the hard mining industry. When they were working together, they developed a strong team that was able to overcome challenges such as the search for gold, Tyler's infection, and their perspective on the world. The infectious laughter and unyielding tenacity that Tyler possesses make her an invaluable member of Parker's mining team. The dynamic vibrancy that they brought to their operations was a direct result of their teamwork, which gave their initiatives a new lease on life. A one-of-a-kind bond between Tyler and Parker developed in the midst of the brutal conditions of the Klondike, which is well known for its severe weather and difficult terrain. The conventional story of the world was rewritten with the discovery of this relationship, which defied expectations. The relationship between Tyler and Parker was a wonderful experience, and their friendship became stronger as they endured the storms, some of which were actual and others of which were symbolic. The tremendous depth of their connection was brought to light by the fact that they shared both triumphant moments and failures with a tenacity that revealed the bond. The crucible of the Klondike was the place where this connection was created. It was there that the chase of gold became a metaphor for the trip that two souls took together as they navigated the uncertainties of life. They contended that the relationship between Tyler Mahoney and Parker Schnabel was marked by trust, friendship, and a shared pursuit of life's common goals. They said that this was the core of their connection. The actual companionship that characterized their interpersonal relationship was frequently overlooked, despite the fact that the world of reality television was responsible for fueling the suppositions that were understandable.
So I've found a bit of gold here actually, in the exact place we're going to go detecting. Hopefully we can get some gold for Parker and he enjoys it.
It was not a story that had been written specifically for the cameras to see. It was a true chronicle of individuals who dare to pursue their aspirations in the most challenging corners of the world. The response that Tyler gave to Parker when she was asked about her emotions was one of thankfulness and reassurance. In recognition of her gratitude for the direction, she was given permission to proceed on her own responsibility. In response to Tyler's request to be dropped off at her truck, the offer was made to pull up next to it. As the conversation came to a close, the participants exchanged well wishes, received safety advice, and were reminded to wear their seatbelts. During the time that Tyler was operating the truck, she expressed her anxiety and accepted the fact that making errors is a necessary part of the learning process. In spite of the fact that she had never driven a load like this before, she saw that it was comparable. Tyler detailed the difficulties she faced when she had to adjust to hydraulics, rather than using her right hand to hold the wheel. It is Parker who is right there in the truck with her, providing her with encouragement. While Tyler, who had been flown in from Australia by Parker to solve a current situation, stated his concern, he acknowledged that it was important to overcome his anxiety in order to complete the task at hand. The issue was that Big Red's shaker deck had a limited pre-wash, which resulted in a pileup of rocks that were too large to properly clean. Tyler, who is credited with preventing a crisis by preventing the pre-wash from being clogged, was able to successfully regulate the truck and the engine of the vehicle to achieve the highest potential speed. The continuation of Big Red's running at a rate of 200 yards of gold-rich pay every hour was made possible by Tyler through his contributions. The members of the team expressed their appreciation and cheered for one another, with Tyler having emphasized the need of remaining vigilant in order to avoid problems. Conversations about having a beer and musings in the afternoon were among the topics that were brought up as the environment became more relaxed. Even though Tyler was worried about accidents, she complimented her teacher for being so helpful. Everyone on the squad got together to take stock. As the group assembled to evaluate the findings, Tyler read out the figures and Chris pored over the gold.
170, 185, 200, oh my, 200 exactly.
The team members celebrated after they demonstrated encouraging results, totaling 448.95 ounces. Valued at over $800,000, Parker Schnabel is a fellow miner, and Tyler Mahoney hopes to see him again and work with him in the future. Tyler made it clear in a recent Q&A that her connection with Parker is entirely professional, but the crew is pleased to report that they have, as anticipated, ramped up their efforts to mine it. So far, the group's contributions to the mining industry's objective have been substantial. The group is becoming better, and they're going to keep getting better at what they do. She highlights the advantages of the mining business by remaining hopeful about partnering with Parker Schnabel again, despite limits. The life of Tyler Mahoney is characterized by tenacity, perseverance, and an obsession with finding gold. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be the first to know when the next video is up. The topic of dry blowing, which is a common practice that is specifically designed for bone-dry circumstances, emerged as the primary focus. Tyler, in his capacity as an expert, took the initiative to explain to Parker the risks associated with dry blowing. She went into greater depth about the specifics of this strategy, rendering the procedure more straightforward for the purpose of facilitating better comprehension. Parker, who was truly interested in expanding his knowledge and ready to learn new things, took in the insights with a great deal of interest. During the conversation, not only did Tyler demonstrate his skills, but Parker also demonstrated her genuine desire for gaining knowledge from her extensive experience in the gold mining industry. Additionally, Tyler was more than willing to talk about her experiences as one of the few young people who were active in gold mining. During her speech, she conveyed her profound affection for the Yukon, the renowned red dirt, and the exhilarating process of mining. His first meeting with Parker was a significant one in the chase of finding gold, and an emotional connection that Parker could actually relate to. Tyler's first encounter with Parker was a monumental one. The course of their talk organically evolved into a discussion on their anticipations and preparations for the approaching expedition as it progressed. Parker, who was emphasizing the essential role that trust plays in their joint venture, sought Tyler's assurance that he would be committed to working together for the success of the expedition. Tyler quickly committed to working hand in hand with Parker to assure the triumph and success of their joint company. She did this in order to ensure that their endeavor would be successful. After that, the group reassembled at a well-known drinking hole in Dawson City, where Tyler volunteered to play the role of an informant and graciously provided them with vital knowledge into the probable difficulties they would encounter in the Australian outback. There were discussions about the presence of spiders that could be harmful to humans, as well as the challenges of dealing with extremely high temperatures, particularly in locations such as Halls Creek. A bond that went beyond their professional connection was strengthened as a result of the welcoming environment, which encouraged laughter and camaraderie among the members of the team. Tyler's participation in the one-of-a-kind custom known as the sour-toe cocktail brought about an intriguing change in the evening's trajectory. In spite of the fact that she was first anxious, she enthusiastically participated in this peculiar ritual, which demonstrates that she is open to new experiences and is a good fit with the approachable environment of the team. During the conversation and hangout that took place between Parker, Tyler, and the team, there was a mood of pleasant teamwork present. They had a passion for gold mining, which resulted in the formation of a strong bond between them.
That's a nice little nugget. So now, go to that little bottle thing.
What's that?
This is a snuff bottle.
Everyone was looking forward to their approaching trip to Australia with excitement and respect for one another. Fans and viewers have already reached the conclusion that Tyler and Parker might have a strong connection that could work out in their favor as a result of their meeting. Moments that will live long in the memory of Parker and Tyler, celebrating Tyler's accomplishment at the party. Gold mining is a challenging business, but it does not mean that those who are successful in the gold rush can't have a good time. Parker Schnabel, the mining CEO, is one of the more serious cast members, and with such a significant enterprise at stake, it is difficult to blame or criticize him. But there are occasions when Parker reveals his humorous side. Parker Schnabel, a star of the television show Gold Rush, had a fantastic season in Australia, where he demonstrated to the Australians how Americans celebrate victories with champagne showers. Parker made a shrewd decision during the summer of the year 2020, together with Tyler Mahoney, an Australian miner of the fourth generation, He was able to achieve success in the mining of gold in isolated areas of Australia. During the finding that marked the conclusion of the trail season for the Gold Rush Parker, the crew shared some behind-the-scenes events. At the beginning of the celebration, there was a barbecue, and each member of the squad prepared shrimp on the grill. Almost the course of 9 weeks, Parker and the other gold miners traveled almost 6,000 miles in Australia in the hope of finding lucrative opportunities. The acquisition of a mining operation that would allow for year-round prospecting was Parker's objective. Alaska, where the winters are too frigid for mining, is where he conducts the majority of his operations. If he expanded into Australia, he would be able to mine in both desert and tropical environments. According to Parker, he then informed his colleagues that the trip was the most enjoyable one he had ever experienced.
A season of 974.6, almost 1,000 ounces.
Not bad, almost doubling our season total in a week.
In addition to the fact that there was still a significant gold strike, he stated that they saw enough for him to proceed to subsequent steps. Parker opened the bottle of bubbly that was provided in the celebratory supper, and then he attempted to sprinkle it on his buddies. Exactly in the nick of time, Gold Rush co-star Tyler Mahoney managed to avoid the champagne. Fans saw that there was a strong connection between the gold prospectors, and it was a nice moment between Tyler and Parker. Tyler, who comes from a long history of gold prospectors, assisted Parker in Australia by utilizing her expertise in the process of gold identification. Thanking fans at the end of the season, Tyler Mahoney expressed how much she cherished her time on Gold Rush Parker's trail. After stating that it was over, she expressed her wish that everyone had a good time watching Parker's trail during that particular season. She went on to say that she had a wonderful time taking part in it, and that she had said on Instagram that it was the best trip with the nicest group. There were a few of her admirers who offered her some extremely kind compliments. She made the season more fun, according to one of her followers, and they expressed their want to see Tyler more frequently on television with her exploits. One more fan is looking forward to seeing more of the romance between Tyler and Parker. I am a huge admirer of the series, as mentioned by the fans. If you could, Tyler, I would love to see you more. When it comes to chemistry, you and Parker are quite good. Cocktail with a sour toe. The sour toe cocktail is a Dawson tradition that consists of 2 shots of Canadian liquor with a garnish of mummified toe. I will select this cocktail as my drink of choice. It is Tyler who reveals that she is beginning to have some feelings of anxiety. Captain Dick Stevenson discovered an old pickle jar that contained a human toe in 1973 and came up with a new recipe for the beverage. This is the year that the drink's origins can be traced back to. In the beginning, Tyler was the one who thought of the Sour Toe Cocktail Club. A total of 10 toes have been donated since that time in order to replace those that were lost, stolen, or swallowed. In the end, she consumes it within the shortest amount of time possible while Parker is staring at her.
First impression about Tyler is that she's the girl version of Parker.
Due to the fact that she is so dedicated and eager to try out new experiences, Tyler receives a reprimand from Parker. At this point, we are looking for some nuggets. The only way for them to achieve success is for every member of the team to do their assigned tasks. She expresses her regret and acknowledges their oversight. It won't take place again. Tyler is getting behind the wheel of a loader because he is determined to perform better. She had never been behind the wheel before. She went on to relate the strain that she felt as a result of being slower than Jackie Ray and the accumulation of rocks. Reversing the loader and then dipping it up are both mentioned by her, making a statement about how she shattered the last load. Also, his pump head demonstrates that she is the one. At a natural spring located to the south of Old Halls Creek, Tyler makes a comment on the discovery of gold and the essential requirement for gold with the costly loader. She talks about the crocodile warning as well as the pressure that is getting water to flow through the veins of gold. She describes the process of sniping, which is used in underwater mining, as well as the process of locating a nugget. Tyler expresses her delight in discovering a second nugget that is larger than the first, as well as Parker's prospecting. Halls Creek, the Old. 20 miles to the south of Old Halls Creek, Tyler and Parker were at a natural spring. The spot where they intended to go gold detecting was where she reported discovering some gold. In light of the fact that the loader was $4,000, she expressed the hope that they will be able to get some gold at some point. The potential that Parker would have a good time was brought up by Tyler, and they were looking forward to viewing the more attractive side of Falls Creek. Due to the existence of crocodiles, she recommends that you avoid falling onto the left side of the room. It was followed by laughs as Tyler made a funny assertion that he had seen a crocodile. Tyler recounted how heat and pressure drove water through gold veins, gathering flakes that landed in the pool. He was describing the scenario that took place beneath the pool. As well as the necessity of exploring crevices, she reported the signal to begin detecting. Tyler located the baling wire and made a note of how inadequate it was for her situation. It was difficult for her to collect the relatively modest amount of gold that was located in that area, as she admitted. She revealed how prospectors locate gold in cracks and fissures in the bedrock with the use of the sniping technique, which she described. For the purpose of revealing the gold, Tyler described the procedure of cleaning away rubbish. He expressed his pleasure upon discovering a nugget and collecting it with a snuff bottle. Additionally, when Parker continued his prospecting in Old Halls Creek, Tyler reported finding a second nugget on the ground that was significantly larger.
So you're just getting rid of all like the top stuff, and then you would see the gold pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. You can look at that.
Based on her estimation, the item was worth between 9 and 10 grams, which would likely fetch between $600 and $700. To the nugget, Tyler reflected on the difficulties that he faced in comprehending the native language. She had a hard time understanding what he was saying when they were having a talk about selling a lease. Tyler said, "The confusion that was generated by Australian abbreviations and language idiosyncrasies was delightfully retold by Tyler." As she voiced her enjoyment at the unorthodox language, she questioned whether or not the usage of abbreviations was an absolute requirement. The amount of gold mined by Tyler is over $800,000. Parker admitted that they had fallen a little bit behind schedule during that particular year. She couldn't be happier with how well they have done. They have been content with their accomplishments up until this point, and she has a wife who is both strong and healthy. That person or that person is not something that she believes in. From her perspective, they are not the same thing. A different item has brought her joy. Her faith in another individual is unwavering. The gold miners, on the other hand, discover gold, raise their task to a new level, and a significant number of them are unhappy with the manner that gold is being utilized. The question that Parker has about the future is brought up by this. The gold miner who threw light on the facts behind the gold mine is no longer on the gold mine. She was a gold miner who shed light on the facts. A significant gold mission was being carried out in the Yukon by the gold miner. With the intention of opening a new claim in Alaska that would be essential to his mining future, Parker's goal was to mine more ground than he had ever done before. However, prior to relocating resources, Parker underlined his goal to extract every last bit of the 90 acres he was working on in the Klondike, all the way down to the gold-rich pay dirt underneath the surface. As they worked their way through a particular area, Parker made the observation that they could have made more progress if they had been able to handle the rocky terrain more quickly. Parker acknowledged the need for additional staff and noted that his crew was split into two groups. The majority of his crew focused on stripping, while a skeleton crew ran pay dirt from the keyhole cut to assist him in navigating the most difficult season of his career. In light of the difficulties, Parker made the decision to seek assistance from an old acquaintance who was originally from Australia. Parker stated that he had requested the assistance of his friend from Australia in order to complete his new Alaskan enterprise, which was still in the process of being prepared. In the interim, he needed assistance on the Indian River in order to stake his claim to the Yukon. Due to the fact that the companion was not familiar with the mining style or the sort of gold, he experienced a sense of being a fish out of water. One of the friend's expectations was that Parker would give them a tour of the operation because they anticipated a considerable learning curve. Following the completion of a crash course, the friend was ready to get started, and he hoped that nobody was in front of him while he was learning. As a buddy, Tyler informed him that she had prepared her pickup to be filled with gold-rich money since she was waiting in line. When she was asked about her biggest concern, she explained that she was afraid of rolling a rock truck because she thought it would be embarrassing. In her presentation, Tyler discussed her previous experience with the task and stressed her reluctance to perform it again. As she reflected on the procedures that had been followed in the past, she mentioned that one day truck drivers would be terminated. She threatened to end her employment if she did not comply with the request. If she did not drive, she might lose her job, according to her statement. If she did not drive, she might lose her job, according to her statement. If she did not drive, she might lose her job, according to her statement. If she did not drive, she might lose her job, according to her statement. When the horn sounded, she pointed out that if they were not in drive and had both their hand and foot on the brake, they would be in danger. Despite the fact that she was aware that she would have been fired if this criterion had been used, the response that Tyler gave to Parker when she was asked about her emotions was one of thankfulness and reassurance. In recognition of her gratitude for the direction, she was given permission to proceed on her own responsibility. In response to Tyler's request to be dropped off at her truck, the offer was made to pull up next to it. As the conversation came to a close, the participants exchanged well wishes, received safety advice, and were reminded to wear their seatbelts. During the time that Tyler was operating the truck, she expressed her anxiety and accepted the fact that making errors is a necessary part of the learning process. In spite of the fact that she had never driven a load like this before, she saw that it was comparable. Tyler detailed the difficulties she faced when she had to adjust to hydraulics, rather than using her right hand to hold the wheel. It is Parker who is right there in the truck with her, providing her with encouragement. While Tyler, who had been flown in from Australia by Parker to solve a current situation, stated his concern, he acknowledged that it was important to overcome his anxiety in order to complete the task at hand. The issue was that Big Red's shaker deck had a limited pre-wash, which resulted in a pileup of rocks that were too large to properly clean. Tyler, who is credited with preventing a crisis by preventing the pre-wash from being clogged, was able to successfully regulate the truck and the engine of the vehicle to achieve the highest potential speed. The continuation of Big Red's running at a rate of 200 yards of gold-rich pay every hour was made possible by Tyler through his contributions. The members of the team expressed their appreciation and cheered for one another, with Tyler having emphasized the need of remaining vigilant in order to avoid problems. Conversations about having a beer and musings in the afternoon were among the topics that were brought up as the environment became more relaxed. Even though Tyler was worried about accidents, she complimented her teacher for being so helpful. Everyone on the squad got together to take stock. As the group assembled to evaluate the findings, Tyler read out the figures and Chris pored over the gold. The team members celebrated after they demonstrated encouraging results, totaling 44,195 ounces, valued at over $800,000. Parker Schnabel is a fellow miner, and Tyler Mahoney hopes to see him again and work with him in the future. Tyler made it clear in a recent Q&A that her connection with Parker is entirely professional, but the crew is pleased to report that they have, as anticipated, ramped up their efforts to mine it. So far, the group's contributions to the mining industry's objective have been substantial. The group is becoming better, and they're going to keep getting better at what they do. She highlights the advantages of the mining business by remaining hopeful about partnering with Parker Schnabel again, despite limits. The life of Tyler Mahoney is characterized by tenacity, perseverance, and an obsession with finding gold. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be the first to know when the next video is up.